What fortune has made yours is not your own. Let us train our minds to desire what the situation demands. No evil propensity of the human heart is so powerful that it may not be subdued by discipline. A sword never kills anybody. It is a tool in the killer's hand. He who has great power should use it lightly. It is more civilized to make fun of life than to bewail it. The greatest wealth is a poverty of desires. There is no easy way from the earth to the stars. Great deeds are usually wrought at great risks. A great fortune is a great slavery. Time discovers truth. If you wish to be loved, love. It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. Every guilty person is his own hangman. A good character is the only guarantee of everlasting, carefree happiness. No one is laughable who laughs at himself. He who has great power should use it lightly. Even after a bad harvest there must be sowing. The mind unlearns with difficulty what it has long learned. He who does not prevent a crime when he can, encourages it. He who does not prevent a crime when he can, encourages it. All cruelty springs from weakness. We become wiser by adversity. Prosperity destroys our appreciation of the right. He who has great power should use it lightly. The bravest sight in the world is to see a great man struggling against adversity. You learn to know a pilot in a storm. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. One must steer, not talk. There is nothing in the world so much admired as a man who knows how to bear unhappiness with courage. Where fear is, happiness is not. It is not that we have a short space of time, but that we waste much of it. The important thing about a problem is not its solution, but the strength we gain in finding the solution. It is quality rather than quantity that matters. The difficulty comes from our lack of confidence. One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. The greater part of our happiness or misery depends upon our dispositions, and not upon our circumstances. It is not what you endure that matters, but how you endure it. No one is laughable who laughs at himself. Life, if well lived, is long enough. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. A gift consists not in what is done or given, but in the intention of the giver or doer. The good things of prosperity are to be wished, but the good things that belong to adversity are to be admired. Time heals what reason cannot. He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive. We should conduct ourselves not as if we ought to live for the body, but as if we could not live without it. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult. The bravest sight in the world is to see a great man struggling against adversity. Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart. Wealth is the slave of a wise man, the master of a fool. The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable. While we wait for life, Life passes. Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Man is affected not by events but by the view he takes of them. Let us say what we feel, and feel what we say. Let speech harmonize with life. He who is brave is free. The wise man does not expose himself needlessly to danger. Wealth is the slave of a wise man and the master of a fool. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. He who is brave is free. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Throw me to the wolves and I will return leading the pack. If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. No man was ever wise by chance. It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. To be everywhere is to be nowhere.